Whoever filled in parts of the Phoenix sheet, thank you.
I'm not completely certain they're right, but maybe.
I was looking at it this morning, and what I saw seemed correct. Because I was about to fill in as well.
There's one weird thing, which is I opened the spreadsheet again, and the images are not loading. Oh, I needed to refresh it. I think I'm gonna Discord stream this while we talk. Eli, for the materia, I think we just give it all to Maru and he passes it to his FC people. Like he knows the crafters at least.
I mean,
just make a note of like how much you're giving, and Cream said he's gonna arrange like, returning it. I personally don't care about it. It's like if they need, if like anyone else needs more materia and they use mine, I don't care. I think we just I don't have any need for materia, nor do I plan to flip it. Is Mia here?
You're saying you're sharing material? What?
No, it's just for the crafting. Like, since you have a different crafter, that's like, you don't need to worry about it.
I guess.
Actually, let me come to Ragnarok then.
Do we do the material thing now or later?
Might as well do it now while we wait.
Good luck trying to transferring to Cerberus for like half an hour and before it and couldn't.
Really?
Cerberus?
Yeah.
I mean, if there's like...
After it, then.
I have no idea how the transfer thing works, but if you're like transferring, you instantly get through, but if there's like 5 people in queue at the same time, it takes like 4 hours.
Like, if there's lock-in queues, like normal ones, you won't get through until the lock-in queues are done.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
it's basically the same as a login queue.
No, it's worse because the lock-in queue is gonna have priority over you. Like, you ain't even in the lock-in queue. Like, you are at the very back of it.
I'm not sure, but like sometimes you get through, and it might just be because someone of the 100 people that gets logged in doesn't accept, and then it switches to the thing, right? And it takes someone from word transfer, maybe. But like,
it's very iffy. I wouldn't like recommend it.
Like, while there's logging queues, it's almost impossible to get through. Like, the main reason why you move forward and transfer queue is because people leave the transfer queue in front of you.
Let's see.
So, one of the things I was thinking about is just
check.
Once we get our gear, well, it's early in the day, we just move to Spriggan in case of disconnects, because Spriggan queues are like pretty much non-existent. Ragnarok is
I mean, as long
bad.
as there are queues, I guess. Maybe if it works out.
You can just, like, in the case of disconnect, you can just choose the like option to go on the least congested server that you can use while logging in.
Does that work now?
That only works if the servers have quite empty login queues. If they have like a 3+ K queue, you won't be able to choose option.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the thing just says that you can't. Stupid.
Well, I don't expect Spriggan to have like very large queues unless everyone decides to do the exact same thing as us. But
I mean, once I
even
get my
then,
gear,
yeah,
I wouldn't mind switching over. I have my squadron books anyway.
Squadron books?
Or the fucking foot buff. Yeah.
Oh, the rationing manual.
Yeah.
I've been using those since Stormblood.
Oh.
I have so many, I don't even know what to do.
Battle manuals, which I never use because my FC puts out like 15 or 20 tier 3 buffs at the start of each expansion.
Try hard.
Hey, we got Onion in here.
Onion?
Yeah.
Where?
In RFC? Or did he
Oh,
leave
in
long ago?
UFC.
Yeah.
I was like,
He's usually crafting those things.
Mhm.
At least in the past he was.
I think he's kind of done with crafting at this point, or maybe that's what he says.
Pretty sure he didn't want to touch crafting for a while. I mean, he sold some gil and then he's slacking now.
Onion?
Yeah.
No, he just bought a computer with the guild that he sold. Right?
Yeah, he still has like 500 million or something.
I know with
Living
how,
is a good life.
with how busy he is, I'm surprised he actually even bothers. But I guess it's kind of like it's what he enjoys. But yeah, yesterday I went over my VOD and the logs to just make a list of all the things that sort of I noticed and like abilities, what they're called. I noticed a couple of interesting things while I was doing it, so I'm gonna brief you guys on it. And then we're just gonna practice a couple of positions, a few things in the normals. There's not a whole lot to do. Just mainly knowing what to expect. I think that's the most important bit. So if we have some expectation of what would happen, and if it does happen, how to test it, it would save some time. It's so loud.
Maybe I need to up my bitrate. Stream code.
So, does everyone have a recording set up? And if you're not streaming, do you have a way to clip and share on Discord? Hey Mia. Alright, so you should be able to go over it now. Let me open it up. I'll just screen share first. I'm gonna go over the sheet. Everyone able to see it? I'm hearing some weird noises. Is my stream on?
I mean, you're every time.
Sounds like it's disconnecting.
No, it's a sound if someone tunes into your stream.
Oh, is that what
Yeah.
it is?
Yeah, you get a sound for each person tuning in.
Dudut, dudut, dudut.
Yeah.
And you get a sound if someone disconnects. So if you hear a sound, you can ask like, who
It's
the
weird
fuck
because
is not
it's-
watching?
It's the same sound when you start a stream as well. Weird. Alright, so let's go over it. I think let's start with P4 because P1 and P2 are not as interesting. I think P3 is the most interesting one in terms of what could happen there. And that's where I noticed like there are quite a lot of things that I didn't notice until I watched my VOD a couple of times while I was collecting information and screenshots. So the P4 one, I read that there was a leak. Unfortunately, I was busy trying to figure out why my water went cold while I was showering, so I didn't have the time to check it out. But there is this.
I was posted.
Yeah, Mia posted it.
And then will just be face to transition.
Yeah.
Like,
And
doesn't
yeah.
necessarily need to be door boss.
Even if it is one of them, it doesn't really matter since we'll get there anyway. Right?
Yeah, that does look like a phase transition.
I mean, you'll know if it's a door boss like 20% into the fight. Just look at the boss player side. If it's too high or too low, then you know that it's a door boss.
Is there like any ability review, or is it just like purely animation? This is way too long for a mechanic, so I'm gonna assume it's like a transition for another phase. Like,
Could send us into a net phase or something. Stupid like that. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, definitely in that phase, but it seems like this would rather be a door boss transition than a transition a la Titan.
alright. The other thing that I noticed while I was chatting with Limit and I was wondering what Blooddrake is, and I hadn't noticed at the time that it gives the boss a debuff, sorry, a buff that essentially gives it the ability to use the orbs and the tower mechanic. So I googled the name with Final Fantasy, and probably not surprising, but both Blooddrake and what was it called? Count Dracula. Yeah, there it is. So both Blooddrake and Decollation are abilities used by this. I don't know what Notorious Monsters is. I'm guessing it's kind of like a world boss or something. In 11, I'll probably end up watching.
Probably like a fade or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it
Even
shares.
Notorious and Europe, huh?
Yeah, it shares ability names with that. Oh, I guess, yeah.
I think Notorious Monsters were kinda like A and S ranks in this game.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we see some of these names as other abilities. Whether they do anything similar, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be the case because Blooddrake in this is like a single target HP drain. Just name, yeah. In any case, for that one, you can have a look at it at your own pace. I think this is not that should make it.
I think there's a high chance what Blooddrake will do is that it's just gonna apply a modifier and then I think he does inside.
So everything is magic damage except for the auto attacks. I made screenshots of the AoEs in case we actually need them. The one thing that I was chatting with Limit about, it's possible that this mechanic here with the cone AoE, because it gives you quite a bit of space and it extends like, I'm not sure how far into the arena, but I think roughly in the middle. It might do two of them at the same time to only give you like one triangle as a safe spot, because at the moment it's a fair, like it's quite large, a safe spot. So either it's going to do this with some spread mechanic, or it's going to do two of them 90 degrees to each other. So you need to actually pick the correct triangle as a safe spot. My guess is
At that point, it can also be a knockback and thing to get knocked back into the right place.
oh,
Could be anything.
Or maybe even two
would be-
swords and a knockback, and
I
you
mean,
have to
yeah.
get knocked back.
You
right?
could also spawn orbs like in
yeah,
10
yeah.
and you have to spread out the orb. Like it can be anything.
That is a good call, actually. No, it's, well, you can say it could be anything, but there's like a limited combination in terms of what could be reasonable to do, and this suggestion is pretty nice. Like if I was designing the fight, knockback into the correct triangle is going to be a pretty cool thing. Yeah, I like it.
I mean, they could also rotate those and place them somewhere else.
It just becomes a little bit too much at that point. It's like, oh, like place it in the arena, then rotate it, just like a mindfuck mechanic. So that's like the only thing. There are a couple of like things I was thinking about. It still bugs me, if you remember when we first did the fight, the fact that these circles, outside of just being annoying to deal with when you have a knockback, like the debuff circles, it's very suspicious why they're even there, outside of like, oh, it's a visual indication of when the mechanic is going to go off. So one of the things that I was thinking about is you may need to interact with them somehow in Savage, and one of the things is getting the debuff from it, like changes debuffs or something, or someone needs to stand in them to, I don't know, like E5S, where you had to block the charge so it doesn't, it's not as strong. So it might be something like that. Oh, auto AFK. So that's pretty much it. It's like Lava, Whale, Levin Strike, Acid are the names of them. I think we discussed this, but it is very likely, I think it's in this document, it's very likely that these row debuffs can do one of two things. Either they change what you're considered, like for example, if you're a tank and you get the DPS one, you become a DPS technically. Or the more complex version, which is more interesting and what I would probably do if I was designing the fight, is to make it so that once you get this debuff, you're considered to be also a DPS, for example. So you could, for example, if you're a tank and you get the DPS debuff, you can only take the healer tower.
I think that's pretty easy because it like locks you into what you have to do.
Could be.
Yeah, like
I mean, it depends.
I mean, it depends on how many towers there are and how you have to then adjust with completely random people and where you go.
Because,
It's
like,
For
is, right?
example, for taking the orbs, everyone would need to look out for each other then, except
Yeah.
for having a straight priority who takes what.
I
So you
mean,
can't really pair people up.
Think about it.
I mean,
The
they can
normal
do-
mechanic with the orbs, right? Where you get the price can ruin in normal. If you get once only in hard, and the healer or tank takes the opposite orb, like a tank takes a healer orb, or a healer takes a tank orb, then a DPS has to die, or someone has to die. Because you can't take.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like because if you can only take one orb instead of two, like it is because it's lenient and normal, then like it becomes more difficult, right? No.
I mean, it could be a DPS mechanic then that they need to look out whether to
okay,
take healer or
hear me
healer.
out. Hear me out. I'm going to put up my tinfoil hat. What if they combine the towers with the orbs, and the orbs give you those debuffs?
Oh, maybe.
So you have
Up to
like
3.
yeah, so you have like 8 debuffs, and you can split them however you want, but you have to resolve the towers afterwards. So basically, like Rampart, basically.
It could be. It would be an interesting mechanic. It's something that we need to watch out for. But what Zero pointed out is the fact that we almost certainly will have to make it so that. Well, it depends how lenient they are. But for our last floor, I kind of doubt they will be very lenient.
I mean,
So
like,
it
light
will be
Rampart is very controlled.
Yeah.
Like,
What happens if
It's a very set in stone mechanic. You cannot mess up, and I assume this is gonna be similar to that. Like you
So-
have a finite number of things you can do, and then at the end you need to come out with the exact like.
Yeah, so it's basically the DPS taking the tank and healer orbs and tanks and healers. What Limit and I were discussing this yesterday, and I think the simplest way to do it is just do our default spread with tanks and healers on the Cardinals, and we just take the one that's clockwise from us for now.
I mean that I'm
We hope
pretty
it's
sure
all-
that won't work out because you'll be restricted. I
Very
mean,
well.
tank and healers can take clockwise, right? DPS things. I mean,
They're gonna give us the light Rampart chain on everyone, and then you have to juggle it with that. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, there's
Well-
gonna be like healers with a DPS thing, so they'll have to take a tank orb or a tank tower or so, and people will have to take 2 towers in a row with, like they can take DPS ones.
let's just wait for the deal description. And
Mhm.
Yeah, we
There's
can
so many things to do with
just
it.
from there. I think everyone else knows.
What happens if you get 3 stacks?
You get Doom. I think.
Doom.
Just Doom, yeah.
Like,
How
that Ice Calm Ruin thing has existed before. Right?
how big is the knockback distance of the thing?
It is pretty huge. It's essentially what Alice was saying. Like you can get knocked into like one of these. Like
Yeah,
it's
you can
roughly
get
around
knocked
here.
into a corner.
Like how many squares does it knock you back? That's just what
I haven't measured it. I think you can stand directly opposite and it's fine, but I've always been gap closing it.
I think
So you
it's half the arena, 3 squares, but
No, it's more than
more,
half.
It's
more than
like-
half the arena. It knocks
It's
you
like
back like
3/4.
yeah, it knocks you back like 80% or so. So you can get knocked into the corners if you position properly.
Yeah. So that is possible for sure.
If that overlaps.
There's also the possibility that it's gonna be stronger in Savage, that if you get knocked directly opposite, you just end up in the wall, so you have to aim for the corner.
Could be. I think
how?
Titan normal was weaker knockback
yeah,
compared
it
to
was.
Savage. Yeah.
How?
Savage was super tight.
How about combining it with Pinax? That makes sense to me. The middle AoE, this and one.
It's hard to say.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. So,
There's, I mean, even if they do, there's not much to plan there.
Yeah.
It's just like being aware of the possibility that you can get knocked in. Like almost certainly try to get knocked into a corner. If we see that we're getting multiple, then it's fairly easy to figure out how to resolve them.
I mean, for Pinex, I can see that it's not only gonna be one platform triggered, but two, for example, the proximity and spread or knockback and stack
Could
at
be.
the same time. So you have to spread all around the map or get knocked back to the same direction or so.
Proximity is pretty brutal though. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if they're gonna.
I mean, you
They're
have
trying
to
to
just
increase
spread
damage.
all across the map.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Just assume that
So-
you have to go towards the corners.
For P3, by the way, for the healers and everyone else, if you want to have a look at it, I've put the AoEs at the top. So there's a lot of AoE damage in that fight. It's like only one tank buster, but if you want a reference for all of the size of the AoEs, I've made some pictures. This is probably the one that interests the meta the most, like as a visual indicator for where this ends. Right, so this is what I noticed when I was making a screenshot for this. You see how he has 3 heads and the middle one is glowing when he's dashing? I think in Savage he's going to mix up the heads and maybe do like a fork kind of thing, or maybe like, or all 3 of them, which will leave you like safe spots here and here. Watch out for basically the glowing heads, not just when he goes to the side, but also during the actual fight, because he might do something with them. I haven't noticed. Has there been like any animation for the left and right Cinder Wing? Because if he doesn't do the cast, like if there is animation, then he will most likely emit the cast. But I haven't.
Yeah, I
noticed.
can't recall seeing an animation.
Yeah, I just remember only the cast bar.
That is something that we can check.
I usually just looked at the boss and didn't see anything and then just got hit by something.
Devouring Brand, we will spread in. Basically, there is a picture, I think, somewhere in here. Limit. Essentially, use the same. This is our buddies' positions as usual, and we're going to use the same kind of stacks for P2, like the second fight as well. Like if we need to spread on all 4 platforms.
You better not pull the boss out of the middle.
different from Euro though, is it?
I don't think it is. It's just specifying main tank and off tank, which is the odd one. But we can arrange that between ourselves. Right, so a couple of things also. There's this Pantocrated thing, which I'm not sure how they're going to mix it up. But one other thing that I wanted to point out, I'm not sure if it's going to be relevant, but the way the mechanic, the way it evolves, even though it doesn't have any relevance on the fight itself, is like a little bit interesting in that when you kill the 4 birds, this is just just to pay attention to that. When he kills the 4 birds, he casts what's it called?
Rebirth something?
Flame of Undeath.
Oh.
which is interesting because the original Phoenix has Flame of Rebirth. But he essentially revives them as these spark-fledged, these weird things that cast the frontal cone. And that's how he acquires them. But when he is using them for mechanics, he essentially sort of discards them. So that's one of the consequences of that is that he will stop auto-attacking the tank, for example, when he does mechanics with the spark-fledged, because they're not there to attack. Also, the auto attacks of the ads once he spawns them, and the ones that attack the off tank, they hit really hard. So we need to watch out for that.
I mean,
It's a
that's
lot of
comparable to Shiva as well, right? Since she only has double auto attacks when she has a
Barely
dragon
auto.
on her.
The thing with these is that the ad keep autoing during some mechanics, and that's what's really painful.
Mm-hmm.
And like Shiva doesn't auto during mechanics.
Any mechanic that doesn't involve the ads, like the cone essentially, they auto attack the off tank after their spawn, so it can be quite a lot of damage depending on what's happening.
Are they used for the cross as well? I don't think so, right? Like the cross.
I don't think so, no.
And Cross was before that phase.
We can check it before. But yeah, essentially the main thing is watch out for what the heads are, like whether they're glowing or not doing in Savage. They're not doing it in normals unless like the one dashing this one. But I think that's about it for this fight. We can try doing, I'm not sure if it's worth doing it for now, and it's like an optimization thing, but we can try aiming these sunbirds in like 90-degree angles so that we can power. The only
mean,
downside,
Ads will 100% get a tether to each other and maybe some other mechanics.
not only that, but I suspect that you won't get indications for these red carves. So you need to calculate which is the safe quadrant based on what they're casting. So it's probably wise to not do this initially unless we decide that we need optimization.
You think
there.
they only gonna do real cave? You think they might do the
No,
other
they do
cast?
both.
They do both.
They do both. It can be random. So we need to basically look at both of them if there's no indicator and calculate in your head where they're about to cleave, which is just not wise for prog. It's
I
not
mean,
Yeah,
they
you
call
just-
it, right? Like
you
just
just
have
wait
to
to
put
fight by
tank on the
side.
north-south axis called north or south, and the
Yeah.
other one called east or west, and then you have the corner you need to go
It's
to.
too much for prog. I don't like this unless
It's unnecessary anyways, because they're most likely gonna tether out.
Yeah, I doubt that they're gonna be complete map AVs. Probably just split in the two groups that we have, and one goes all the way left, one goes all the way right, and then north-south. And then each one can focus on their ad and whatever direction that cleaves.
So this mechanic, the Ashen Eye, is the only time he discards these little ads that he spawns from the birds. I think everyone knows by now, but assuming that they work the same way, which I kind of doubt they will, you go to the second one that spawns behind it and dodge towards the third, was it? I think the third. But I think that it will probably be a random order to figure it out on the fly. If they keep the mechanic the same way. So we can...
Hexa flares, but different.
Yes, cone flares. The cone flare. This one... Yeah, Limit and I discussed what might happen with the fires blowing up, but there's just so many possibilities there. Unless you know, like, he suggested that
I mean,
to
that's
kill the
not-
fires, you may need 2 hits.
there's not that many possibilities if you think that two consecutive numbers cannot overlap.
The thing is, currently in the fight, you can get hit by multiple fires without issues, right?
Yeah, but I don't think you're meant to
Yes.
overlap them.
Yes.
Like, the only possibilities if you don't overlap is 2222, 3221, and 4202. That's the only possibilities that are like tight. Any other possibility is like the same plus strictly less.
The weird thing about it is that if they keep it the same way as it is now, there's just no difficulty. Like, there's no purpose to have the numbers.
And they will have higher
Because-
numbers for sure, higher stats.
Yeah, it's probably going to be higher stacks more spread out, or like some kind of limitation imposed on you. because I don't make sure
Or they just
you
detonate after a while when you kill them.
make sure you move around in game while you're watching, so you don't get kicked out.
How were diamond numbers assigned again? It was always fixed on tank something?
What numbers?
In diamond weapon. In the EX.
It depends on how
Run,
you did it.
Because I remember there was a fixed pattern on the numbers being assigned towards.
I don't think there was.
I'm very sure it's fully
I
random.
don't know.
I had every number as a tank. I have no idea.
I think I've had all of them as well. So that's pretty much for this fight. Like, it's hard to judge what they're going to do with these. There might be more numbers. It will almost certainly not allow you to stack two of them on top of each other. For some reason, either it kills the people, like it gives you some kind of debuff, magic bone up, kills you if you eat two or something like that. So we will need to spread them. As for priorities and how to spread them, it's hard to say. Like if it's only 4, then people need to quickly communicate like who's going, like spread out essentially. Most likely we're going to keep one side essentially fixed, and the closest person doesn't move and everyone else kind of spreads out. But we can discuss it when we get into the instance. So for P2, first let me show you. So these are this is in case we want to make like be as compact as possible when using the arena.
Sorry to interrupt. Make sure you move in game so it doesn't get kicked.
Yes. Actually, every time my game pops up, try and move because it's like around 6 minutes, 5-6 minutes when it happens. And you still have 30 minutes or so. Like you see how occasionally my game pops up and it tabs me out. Is because to prevent like a kick.
Why are you hacking?
No, I wouldn't.
Wouldn't. Never.
This may have something to do with it. So the second fight. Couple of things. Just refresh myself. You can check all the AoEs here. This one is weird. The Spoken Cataract, I think I said this during raid as well. It's way too easy to resolve because you basically go on an intercardinal away from the half arena cleave from the head. So I'm expecting them to either have like a dash at the same time through one of the sides, so to sort of limit your positioning, or it might be intercardinal. It's hard to say.
I mean, there's been the head already before
Yes.
that limited you to 1/4. I doubt the mechanic is made to be hard at the second
No, I
fight.
don't think there's ever been the cauterize with this mechanic at the same time.
It is slightly after the mechanic that it happens, and it is like
Not at the same time.
a bit after our kill time. But they're like happening one after another, so the head already starts charging while this thing is happening.
For these, I don't recall. I think someone said that you can put all of them on the corners. And
Yes, I mean, you can fit like 4 people on one area.
We will do that for practice tonight. That's like one of the more important things to practice.
I mean, do you see where I am standing there? We already did it before.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
already fit like 3 or 4 people on it. If you sent like Maria or me there and fit like 3 people in the other corners, that's fine. But
So it
then
will be it
one
will
melee would have to disengage on each side.
It will be roughly the light party stacks,
Yeah.
except that tanks are going to move around depending on. I will, unless Sarah's getting cut like in his rotation, I will be taking the close one. Coco is going to be taking the close. The boss is omnidirectional, right? So
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
we need to decide how we rotate this, or do we rotate or do we mirror this?
We go to the left side if we have to, or what do you mean rotate?
I mean, if it's
on the
it's
other
both
side,
houses,
yeah.
how do you do it?
If it's what, Sarah?
I just do it. Both relative, I think, right? Like, so my group is always on the right side, and the other group is always on the left side.
Can't you
Group one
put?
always right side, group 2 always left side.
Can't you rotate the ones a bit more so you have melee uptime? Can't post it in raid. You get what I mean?
You won't be standing there all the time. This is just for mechanics like the spread.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can
just
obviously
asking
go
if you have uptime if you do like this.
No, I don't think you can attack from there.
Okay.
It's let me see if the screenshots show you. You see, maybe you can.
Yeah, I'm just.
We can- we can-
You can just test it once.
And you'd have to be able to stand in the center, right? If that was the case, and you can't.
Hmm.
Like if you could make a diamond instead of a
Yeah.
square. And the center is covered, so you can't. But like I have eight range 3 cities per minute, so I should be fine with that.
So what I'd like to do is either do light party stacks like for these, or everyone just stacks together on top of stacks on top of each other. I think light parties is probably going to be more reasonable, just because if something goes wrong, like during prog, at least one of the groups has people alive. Yeah, we're going to do for practice tonight. We're gonna stack on two of these race platforms, and we're going to do light party clockwise rotations for the Pantocrator. There's not much else there, and Limit, did you discuss anything that could potentially happen?
I think that's a point.
It's just
Like
like,
they're just gonna cut off a gutter or something for
I
certain.
think that's a point until you get
yeah,
block disruption.
it can mix up a lot.
Just hope that the patch is downloadable early.
It will be as usual, like it's always been downloadable early.
Yeah, but I mean early as in enough time to think.
For the healers, not for the first fight, Warden's Wrath, one of the AoEs, is actually physical. So it hits pretty hard. On the
We have
caster.
Feint.
Yep, you'll have to. It's actual feint
Finally
use.
use one.
Yeah.
Really useful.
The only other attack that's physical is the Tank Buster. I think for P2, like for the second one, yep, only the auto attacks are physical here as well. The main tank auto attacks. So this one is the one that has the most physical damage, which is the knockback. The knockback AoE, the raid wide, and the tank buster. Actually, let me mark this as well. Let me use this. So for this one, I know we discussed potentially spreading in like this formation, like Carly suggested. But after looking at the debuffs, assuming that they're correct, they will most likely force movement based on the debuffs instead. The other thing that Seru mentioned, which is a very interesting thing that I hadn't quite realized, but Jailer's Flail, the one that he does in the beginning of Please Half the Arena, is the exact same animation as the one in the pizza phase. But in the pizza phase, it's called Eater Flail. Which is very weird why they would give the same ability two different names. And so Seru's thought was that it's possible that one of them will be a combination of half arena plus a chariot around him,
I mean,
and the other one half arena plus a donut around him.
it's not the same because, like, it's the same with the flail, yeah, but the Ether flail also makes the ground erupt, right?
No, that's
They've
Eater.
used the same thing before, right? Where they make like the ground erupt on something and another half room cleave, but they usually use the same attack for that.
It's Eater Chain is I think the one that makes the
No, Ether Chain is the only the ground explosion. Ether Flail is both.
Oh, he's doing both on that?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that's
shows
easy
the
then.
explosion with the chain, and then he goes to the flare.
So maybe that's why they gave it a different name. I suppose that's a good point. In any case, I do expect some kind of donut chariot mechanic just because of the gigantic hitbox.
Yeah, I agree.
Like they want to give people uptime even when they're on the side. Outside of that, there is not a whole lot to this fight. I am expecting this to be a line stack or like some kind of wild charge. I was asking Limit if you noticed whether the people standing on the front take more damage. I don't think they do in the normal.
We can test if you want.
I mean, the first time we see it in Savage, I would still only send one person out, and if
Yeah,
they
yeah, for
live,
sure.
then that one is resolved.
Yeah. I think that's about it for this one as well. The chain said probably how they're going to restrict your movement in the hot cold mechanic. I actually don't have pictures of it. And I think Limit said that or Zero, while he was doing the normal, said that he saw patterns where it was 3 fires and 1 cold exploding at the same time. So unless they change the RNG, the distribution of the attacks in Savage to make it more predictable, I'm not sure how they're going to force you to like do anything interesting during that phase.
I mean, they could either make not like make quarter arena things, but make actually a wall through the middle of the map. So you have to decide left or right at the start, or you can only cross one thing, a line once, and if you try doing it the second time, you die.
Could be.
That would be my 2 thoughts on how
We'll
they
see.
could restrict you from the beginning. So you have to choose carefully.
Did we get any speculations on what the chains could be?
Oh, maybe the chain means you have to cross or you must not cross.
I think that the chain might be some kind of tether mechanic to people.
I mean, we just wait for the description.
Force you, for example, to not be like stacking on the same square, because there's no reason why all the blues and all the reds don't just go on the exact same.
Oh, you
order.
see, chains might be house arrest and what's the other
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because that is going to force you to actually adjust which quadrant you're going in. So at the moment, like I said, you just go like all the fires go on one, all the blues go on one. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. But with chains that give you either be far or be close, it will make it a little bit more interesting. You have to actually think how you handle it and maybe even call out depending on how random it is. So that's my speculation at least. I think that's about it, right? There's not much else to discuss unless you guys had any ideas while you were seeing like any of the fights, what they could do. If not, we can just go in. I'm not sure. I think we can skip P1. There's just such a boring fight.
Oh, by the way, I got the knockdown earlier.
Limit said that he saw a tank get it as well. So this knockback charge can be on anyone. I'm not sure if
Anyone but main tank, probably.
maybe even in tank. Who knows? Sarah, were you off tank when you got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Do we assign anything for the knockback, or he's just always doing it south or something?
For the knockback, maybe just go on the side always.
Or just keep your default spread? I don't know. Just
Well, one of the things that might
It's
happen
not
is
gonna-
that there might be multiple of these that knock multiple people, so we should be spread. Like initially, oh yeah, we can discuss how we're going to approach the fight, like each of them going in. I think for this one, we always just stay in default spread positions. When we enter the pizza phase, I think some people, or the range at least, should go on the outer ring, and some people stay inside. Preferably, we want one reser in both of those.
Just a one light party out, one light party in.
We can just do. Let me just pull it up. We can just do our usual from progression notes, if you remember. There's one here that always stays out. We can just do that. So I think limit is usually H1. Eli can stay outside. It's H2.
Just make the entire group 2 out and group 1 in.
Yeah, we can do that as well. For me, it's mainly so we have resers.
I mean, we'll have 3 resers in group 2 and only 1 in group 1.
I mean,
It is.
It is how it is.
It is how it is.
Oh, I'm letting Alice then survive somehow and revive us all.
I mean, I can swap with Coco spots too. It's just not.
It doesn't matter too much as long as like I said.
Mina can just critical himself every time we go into something.
Just,
Well, yeah, you will be doing that anyway. So.
I just keep my shields up.
For that's pretty much it, I think, for this one. For the what's it called? For the hot and cold mechanic, I think we should try not to at least be in the same squares.
I think just try not to leave squares empty. That's
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe try not to leave any of the squares empty. Like something might happen. It blows up and no one takes it. That's a good point. For P2, for this one, I'm a little bit torn whether we should start with our default spread position.
I feel like for P1, if the square is not empty and it would explode, it would also explode in normal. Like that would be completely changing the mechanic from normal to savage. Which in
I don't think so.
case,
Because like
not a
they
huge-
usually don't punish you for what other people do in normal.
Yeah,
So like
it would be way too easy to wipe on a first, like normal mode first
kind of
fight.
brutal. And like giving away a lot as well. Like if they throw something like that into normal. Like I'm not surprised by the features they've made.
remember Alteroid?
For the tank buster, I'm just gonna assume that it's gonna give the tank a debuff for now, and I think that's about it.
Yeah, the only thing we might have to watch about is if the tank gets debuff and it's physical vuln, and then there's the physical damage, right?
From the charge. Oh,
I think
yes, that's a good point actually, because it will
we'll
most,
watch out for that one.
it has to be a physical one, right? Because
I mean, it
it's-
could also be blood vuln or something. Like it's not necessarily physical vuln though.
but yeah, you need to watch out and not stack in the charge if that happens, because it might kill you. For P2, I'm a little bit torn whether we should start in this formation or just default spread. I think we should probably do a default spread and quickly, like if something happens, just quickly go to our
I think you just start in your quadrant.
I would also
You
say
can
rather
kill, I guess.
rather than sending the group 1 north, why not just let them be left side?
You mean
Because
like
we are like left right. Either
Because-
there or southwest.
it's closer for healing, like healers to reach most people this
Yeah,
way,
just
like
make them southwest.
southwest.
It's the same distance. It doesn't really matter. You can flip and turn it however.
No,
you want.
he's right, because if
I mean,
the
it's
boss
more
is-
intuitive because we're always
Yeah.
left right.
Yeah, if the boss is facing north or something like that, then we're always left right. So yeah, that's a good point. We're gonna change that.
That is just like a bit more confusing since
You
like, if I'm always
essentially,
northeast,
this-
but for that other
this
people are
group-
northeast.
This group, which is usually me, well, this time it's gonna be Seru because it's Coco and M1. So Seru, Coco, Limit, and Mia go here instead. And I'm gonna switch over to this group and then I'll be on this side.
I mean, since we have like a left and right group, may as well just keep it consistent over all
makes sense,
fights.
and we can also do it relative, like if there's any kind of mechanic, we can also just do like,
We can
we
always
always go
adjust.
to the left one. Yeah, it makes sense. It's easier that way. But I think for the beginning, when we don't know what's happening, it's probably better to just do a default spread
Yeah.
and just have this as a backup if we need it. We're going to do, so for these spreads here, for each quadrant, we're going to do the exact same if we need to actually cover every single platform. Seru, just to make it a little bit less annoying, you will probably be... Actually, have we decided who is going to be main tank or off tank on that fight?
No.
Third fight?
But I assume you're gonna.
Whoever, because the off tank is usually the spread position for them is over here. So instead of running through to here, you just rotate as the main tank rotate, and the off tank takes this. So we will do the exact same thing in this one as well. Let me see, for these, I think, unless you see that we need the space, we just do like a standard spread. For the stacks, I'm not sure whether they will allow you to actually stack everyone or just force you to somehow only do pairs. But if it is pairs, we just go clockwise, like the usual clockwise rotation.
It could be the spread AoE with the other people getting a stack that will resolve it.
Maris was suggesting that they may just do like the spread into stacks.
No, not like sequentially,
have-
but together.
So,
Like 4 people
yeah.
get the triangle thing and 4 people get the spread thing. So you only can,
It's possible, yeah.
yeah. That would be-
Also, in case they remove these indicators, which they probably will, I made like a screenshot of what the debuff looks like if you get it.
Hmm.
I don't think they're getting rid
And these indicators have been in every Savage fight where this came up, or at
Yeah,
least the
yeah,
last
like
one
the
I
Pandemic
remember is
remember.
Halicarnassus.
It is just in case. I don't know if it will happen, but
Mm.
pay attention to it. Like if you get that debuff. This one, I haven't decided. It's a little bit dangerous to do stack 2 on top of each other, like 2 AoEs on top of each other.
I mean, there's no need, right? As long as we don't get into...
Yeah, unless we really need the space, we don't need to do it because like if someone is a little bit off and it screws up the dodge for others, it's just no
And
point.
that's what we have Scholar for, right?
Okay, what you can
Yeah.
do with a dodge if you're divided in 2 people groups in each corner. You place the first AoE as it is on that picture there in the corner that is close to the boss, and then you just run clockwise on the platform.
Mhm.
So you don't really need space. Everyone can be in their corner, and as long as they stack up with at least one other person and are on the same page, that should be fine.
I think when we go into the normal, what we will do is we will do standard spread and make sure everyone needs to note when they get the AoE because we don't know whether it's completely random or if there is a pattern to who gets what.
Wasn't it a cast? Or do you mean the amount of it?
It's for a like it targets 4 people, but we don't know whether it's like there's a pattern to it in terms of roles. Or Maru keeps saying that when he's the furthest, he hasn't.
There
hit
might
it.
be proximity, but I'm not
Oh, please,
100%.
yes.
So for the ranged, just when we're doing the standard spread, just go to like the far corners, just in case.
Okay, but Mia go in.
Yeah, Mia can go in. So I think that's it for this fight. For this one, what we will probably do is the boss will be tanked on like, let me see, roughly like around here, so that in case we get the middle one, people can get uptime like the middle over here. I've seen a lot of people in normal modes don't realize that they can just go to the front with a tank. So Coco and Sarah just come on top of me like if I'm tanking it. I'll make sure that it's like outside the AoE range. Other than that, I think we do default spreads, and what we will practice tonight is just getting into position for the Devouring Brand, I think it was called. Yeah. So everyone needs to. get
Is
into
that really something to practice? So,
Or just like get comfortable with just the movement in the fight. Like the less you need to think in prog, especially when you're tired, the better. Like in my experience. Like if it's muscle memory, it just a lot of it just doesn't even register if you're tired. If you don't have the muscle memory, it just becomes tedious. Like the longer we go, especially for the last fight, we'll probably be quite tired.
I mean, for me, it's muscle memory by now to just go northeast, so it's the same as every other fight. I think everyone should get their has their position down anywhere. Right?
We also for these normals we should put down waypoints because it's a little
Yeah.
like a lot easier to.
Are we
visualize
planning
them.
to bring Black Mage for the third fight? Probably not, right? Unless we hit the end rate.
It's- The thing
Yeah,
is,
we
third fights
don't
are
need to
usually
simply.
are somewhat lenient if you have more DPS.
Yeah.
But it's a toss-up, right? Like if you bring a red mage and then you need to relearn the fight on black mages, might waste time.
With full pentamelted gear, we should be fine with 2 Rezzers in this fight. Because we'll be over Menai level.
I doubt it's gonna be unclearable with like non-black mage comms, so like it's
Yeah.
relevant. Just
I mean,
go
other
with it.
people have 2 melee, so we do lose like maybe 500, 600 compared to double minis.
Other
Other than
710. So like,
But
shouldn't
we're
matter.
bringing Black Mage right from the start for the last fight, right?
I haven't decided whether it's a good
Yeah.
idea or not. I think we should probably start without the Black Mage.
No,
And-
if you want a black mage, you should start with a black mage.
Do you think it would take that long?
Yes.
Between you two, who is playing Black Mage?
It depends on job changes.
Yeah, but it's most likely me. I'm just
Nature.
assuming it's gonna be me.
I mean, if
how-
summoner does get changed, then
Yeah, I'm just assuming very heavily that the summoner gets a buff like every single time has been the case.
It also depends on how big the summoner buff is, though. If you'll still be above me in aggro in most fights, then we can just assume that red mage is still higher damage.
The nice thing about Red Mage, at least when you're progging a very complex fight, is that like machine gun raising people, so everyone is alive before the next mechanic is quite valuable. But it depends on the pacing of the fight and how much it allows you to do that. So at
I mean, I
least
try
I would
our-
say Maru, I would say for at least a couple of pulls, go on Red Mage if we're doing like the black. And then just swap. Like once we see a little bit into the fight, we can sort of get a feeling for how much he can recover and just go Black Mage from there.
I would say that that's actually unnecessary. If we have one healer and me survive, we should be able to get most people up with one swift and then one more hard cast. It's like instantly 4 people within 6 seconds. And if it's more than 4 people dead, then no way we'll recover anyway.
I'll just leave it up to you then, because I don't know how comfortable you feel with swapping on the fly. So just make sure that you're comfortable with however we're gonna do it. I don't particularly care, and I think it's gonna be wise to have the Black Mage for the final push, just in case they memed the DPS check again. Because they, even if they decide to make it lenient, just because they're bad at calculating, I think what they actually do is they have the devs clear, and then they with like buffed, like with
I
buffs,
just do like God mode.
yeah, or like dev buffs, and then they sort of estimate that they need to raise like by this much for actual player, like for players to be challenged, and sometimes they fuck it up, and that's what happened on Titan, because they were saying that they intended it to be a lot stronger, which this makes no sense. It just means that they estimated the DPS check based on like some shit performance by the devs.
They just did the God mode with the God comp. So all the shit non-God comps are screwed.
No, it's I think they just assume that they're not that good, and have like some threshold that they raise the DPS check by.
But if you had the God comp at Titan, you could die and kill the fight.
Depends.
Okay,
we have them.
who's gonna start the timer to see how long the instance is and how fast the boss is?
No, they had the dev server which runs like on some low performance machine. That's why they always had the maximum enrage timer 100%.
It should be fixed. Yeah, they addressed it a couple of like after Titan. They even said why it happened. It was what Sarah just pointed out. So it should be fine. I don't expect it to be an issue.
Like a 30-second currency and enrich timer is like quite a lot. Like even not
For
not
this-
the comps anymore. You just need the longer enrich time.
For P4,
Yeah.
just to wrap it up here, I need to go to the toilet then, and we can go into the instance. For P4, we're gonna do standard spreads. We're not gonna do the backstab from the corner until we actually start pushing Enrage. And there's just no point wasting time.
You can just pull it
And-
in our corner and pretend it's the back foot.
What?
Good idea. Just put Seru pulls
I think
it
it's
into
better
like
to keep the boss in the middle.
You,
at the
you think
start.
so?
Yeah. I mean, what if it actually will be something like it could be proximity and spread or something like that? Then some people would be
To be
south.
fair, that's true, because when we start, we're not gonna greed damage anyway. So just
No.
fuck off to the side. It doesn't matter. Like to the edge of the arena.
And just
Right.
keep the boss in the middle at the start and see how it will be.
So for that fight, we're gonna practice just our DPS taking like either a tank or a healer or clockwise, or we do some cross meme. We're gonna talk about it there. And I think the towers are completely random. Which one is like which debuff the tower gets, and it could be that we get 8 towers. It's just hard to say. So I don't think there's too much to plan there.
Okay, for the orbs, I have an idea. What if we make healers and tanks be left and all DPS right, and then we just go through the boss?
I think the positions that were spawned in fixed, but we can try that.
We could do that.
I mean, you could
I'm
make
not
a
sure how it would work with the debuffs later, but it would eliminate looking for orbs for each one.
We could
At
do
least
that.
in the
So
normal
just
one.
rotate pathways.
Either works, to be honest. It just depends on like if there's something else happening during the mechanic. I'm gonna go pee and then we can go in. Be right back.
I mean, you probably don't even need to do it like right and left. You can probably do it north and south. Like healers and tanks north and DPS
Oh.
south. It's the same for what was it? Was it Garuda, where you had like a similar spread out.
Yeah.
Was E9.
No, Garuda. Ifrit Garuda.
Ifrit Garuda for the dashes, or yeah.
For the
Ifrit
for the
dashes.
tethers and dashes.
Oh yeah, that as well.
I'm just like the only thing I'm just worried about the last boss one is like the lion cleave, because that seems to be too small and too simple.
What cleave?
Mega
The Mega
The
Beam.
mega beam, yeah, it seems
I mean,
to
it's
be
just not gonna have a indicator and just gonna be Shrouds of Fight. Doubt it's really a hard mechanic. Just
Yeah,
something to
it's
throw
just
in to keep
too-
your eyes out.
yeah, it's just a bit too easy. I don't know. Then again,
Feel like-
mega beam is
There's
everyone's
a possibility
favorite.
that it's just not gonna be present, really.
Probably
It's
just
gonna be a beam, and then everyone has to line up, and the tanks have to be at the front, and the healer second, and DPS third.
conga line.
If anyone is out of order, they'll get doomed and instantly die and explode, and everyone else gets doomed as well.
Grand Cross Omicron.
It reminds me of the Fordon line thing, where you just instantly
What's
wipe
that online?
if someone dies.
Oh,
Oh,
I
you
mean
know
that
that?
one was because of RP though. This doesn't look like it. It just looks like a
Just
random
instantly
Mega
wipe
Beam.
if someone dies.
Right. Make sure you have your recording setups running as well, by the way. And for the people using only shallow play, make sure that you have a way to trim it and it's small enough to quickly share on Discord, because if you're trying to share like a 30-second clip that's 1 GB, it's gonna be an issue.
1 gigabyte? What do you mean? I take 16-minute clips that are 6 gigabytes.
Win10 trimming software is good. I haven't tried it, but yeah,
I mean,
think
the Windows thing, I showed it, right? It works
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good.
just because if you have to recompress it, it's gonna take a while. Alternatively, for
Oh.
longer clips, I just upload them to YouTube.
Let me try to
Does-
see how long it will take if I
Does
try
YouTube
to
have
trim a clip right now.
clips?
I just uploaded this video.
Yeah, but does it only have timestamps?
You have clips on YouTube, but I don't know if it's
Oh, you mean the YouTube
completely
stream?
widespread.
Yeah.
Yeah. They added a clip feature.
I don't know if it's available for streams.
Everyone.
Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, that as well.
I mean, it is available for streams, but I
Okay.
don't know if everyone has access to it. Where the fuck is my...
Where's my food thing? It is.
I'll tell you, you're going on dark.
No.
More
Unless there's a
practice.
reason we need Paladin.
Oh, you decided to actually go on.
No, just for today.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like for Savage, I'll still play Paladin. I am confident in my paladin being good enough for Savage.
Pardon your tournament.
Better than my dark anyway. My dark is kind of messy.
So second circle, let's start there.
Oh, it's okay. I get the reduced plunge cooldown from unmending.
How shifted is actually your 1 minute rotation with the extra confetti stuff?
It isn't.
It isn't?
No, it just fits boring.
So before we actually pull, just go like close to your platforms, the ones that we're gonna test out. I'm gonna be in the right platform just because Coco is on the
Oh.
left.
I'm gonna do
Seri
this.
will be on the left side as well for this. Who else is missing here? Amaru?
Yeah, I'm just thinking if it would be wise for me to
one
move
here.
to the left.
We should
we have
probably
two
let
Reza.
out 1, 2, 3, 4. Or it gets a lot.
I mean,
By
that's...
the way, do you know if we can use these persistently across normal and savage?
I don't think
What?
you can.
No.
No.
So I just replace them. Oh well. I think that's it. Yeah. So make sure you do your default spreads for. Actually, no. There's no point practicing default spreads at the moment. Just go to the.
Yeah,
3 and
there are
4.
literally 0 clips.
Yeah. So just do the spreads that way. When we see how comfortable it is for everything.
Was there a single fight with a spread which came way later into the fight? Shiva has one, right? But besides Shiva?
I don't recall.
What kind of spreads are you looking for?
I mean, how late in the fight do you?
I mean, just the pizza slice.
In
fight.
actual Savage,
oh, you mean like
we're-
Protean?
Yeah.
No, when we're doing the actual Savage fight, we're gonna spread in default positions, but for now, because we're practicing the limited space, we're just gonna do that instead.
May as well throw all 8 people on one on one tile.
It doesn't work with the spreads though, unfortunately.
Fuck.
We need to... I mean, it's probably gonna give you a bone in Savage, but if we chat it, throw all the mitigations we have at it, you may be able to put them on like, square. It's hard to say. Pull whenever you're ready, sir. Getting your shower interrupted, so annoying.
Interrupted by cold water.
Just gonna stand here because I
Wait,
know a tank
why?
buster is coming.
I can just move for a tank. Okay?
I guess.
No mana for thing.
In fact, if you stay on the grill of that thing, it's like a safe spot on either card. And I'm assuming they keep it the same way.
AoEs like
yeah.
this usually were the same because they'll just disappear and it would be
Yeah,
strange
so
if they're
if you
bigger
stay here on
suddenly.
the corner of the grill, you should be safe. Okay, go ahead again. By the way, also serves as a refresher for the names of the mechanics.
Sewage deluge.
So first one I think is spread here, so go to your spread positions. Yeah, Tainted Flood is the spread. Oh, I didn't get
Yeah, it's not always...
Sick.
6 people got it?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it before, like, the 6 people thing is very common.
This is the stack of bodies.
Yeah.
It wasn't one first and second in aggro that thought didn't get it.
No, I got
It wasn't close.
Oh, I just realized that if I use my, I get fucked. So
You mean your dash?
I use my arm's length, which would fuck me over
Why would it fuck you?
because I can't dash through the middle because there's like the debuff there.
I just sprint there. Should be fine.
Yeah. For stack, always go on. Yes, I mean it works on you as well.
I just go always OP.
And tank is just going to go to the opposite side. Tree is nice because it gives you a little bit more space to go like all the way to the opposite. Red white again. So if stack is tree, tank goes in one. Right there.
Or I can just make stack either 4 or 3 depending on where the group is. Alright.
Now for this one, I'm not sure if it was the first, but do your standard spray to see who gets what for the.
Standard?
For the the actual pizza spread.
Oh.
I think after this there is the.
6 again, out of Palace.
Alright, this is the AoE, so spread out.
The two first I thought.
How many people got one? I got one.
I got one.
Well, it's
I think it was-
ask the other way around. Who didn't got one?
I mean, it's the same because it's 4 people.
I didn't get one.
Right again. It's 4 people, yeah.
Abandoned.
Why?
Yeah, I should have
Abandonment,
just stuck
what
with
the
you.
fuck?
Abandoned. Abandoned.
Abandoned Alice. Everyone just said no one left.
You see my tank partner run to the south. What the
Yeah, I realized it when I saw you running.
fuck? This is standard spread, man. Just cast from northeast.
What?
Just cast from.
Alright, this one is the one.
Alright.
Okay.
Remember, party on 3, tank on 1 with the flare.
No, I oh, you're setting.
I am good.
Alright. Play.
Oh. This is
Oh,
the
stuck together. We're running counterclockwise.
Oh no. Mia didn't get it. I got it.
I got one when I was definitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised
Well,
if
I was
it's
in
like
five.
it's probably gonna be literally kind of Savage maybe, where you have to like do that parry and then you have 2 dives, so you have to like run together from one side to the other. At the same time, you have the tank explosion and the stack maybe. Right, so you have the yellow puddles dropping on top of you. You have the line stack at the end, which is the same as Panda Freighter, and you have the tanks there. So
Actually,
they are
quite
actually
good.
forcing tanks to go out.
Wait. What are you running?
Snake.
Where are you running?
I guess you can solo it, yeah.
It's my tank buster.
Our attack master. Come with.
My tank.
Our tank buster.
My tank.
Is there anything else that you guys want to try out here?
Yeah, I want to try out how long it will take to cut my clip.
Cut your clip. Oh yeah, try it out now. So, if you recorded anything, by the way, let me see. I think Maru, I've watched his stream, so that should work. If you're not planning to cut out clips, are you able to stream? Like which ones of you can't stream? Like on Discord, just your screen. I think we haven't tried out Mia, we haven't tried out Eli, and we haven't tried out Coco. I think everyone else has seen. So let's try Mia. Pull up your clip if you recorded anything just now. Pull it up in a video and screen share on Discord. Or at least your game at the moment. No, not after this. Just pull up your game at the moment. Screen share so we can see what the quality is. Like, is it even readable?
My thing is very blurry on YouTube.
I've seen your Discord streams are not very.
I
clear,
got
but
Nitro
since
for a
you-
month now, so
Oh, you got. Did you get it for Prague?
no, somebody gave it for me for
No,
Christmas.
she just doesn't want to stream because she has a dick mod on her account.
Naked mod, obviously. I mean,
That's blurry for me.
let me
very blurry.
see.
Don't stream in 60 FPS. Lower it to 30.
Cutting a 20-second clip from the 10-minute video only takes 10 seconds.
It looks very
How big
laggy.
is it?
I mean, I'm.
Is it me or is Mia rubber banding for you guys?
No, it's
No,
fine.
But it's a Discord viewing thing. Like Discord streams sometimes have that. I'm not sure if it has something to do with like hard acceleration for some people. I think. Or like thing. What is it? Adaptable refresh rate.
Where was the pop-out feature? I keep forgetting.
All right.
Oh yeah, but pop-out. And I got the bug.
Which bug?
So fixing the bug was, what was it? Control Z?
Alt space X works for me.
Alt space X, yeah, I forgot the combination. Right, fixes it. Good. I'll actually put it in raid info. Space X, fix Discord,
Let me see if the squad thing works.
pop-out ping shit. Yeah, when she's not moving around, it's pretty clear. Like,
Yeah.
should be fine.
You run a sharpen. That looks very sharp.
So Eli and Coco next. If you can stream, that's good. If not, make sure like share a clip of whatever you've recorded.
I can see your illegal script once complete on. Should also get your material by the way.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, in fact, his stream seems not even be that blurry when he's moving around.
Who? I'm streaming. I didn't even want to accidentally click the screen. I
Oh,
guess.
you accidentally clicked stream.
It would be like that. How
This
does
is a
my stream
recording
look?
of your POV.
Yeah.
That's just my POV.
A little bit blurry, but it's actually not too bad. It's readable. And I'm guessing you
Blame
can you share it as a
Discord.
clip.
What?
No, I'm just asking Coco. I'm watching
I
his.
didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
How large is the clip? Like, is it possible to trim it and share it on Discord?
This right now is just like the 5-minute replay buffer of the
Oh, I
last
see.
score.
Gotcha.
But I could just trim it and then
If you lower the quality and trim, it should be pretty quick.
yeah.
It depends. If you're using the same settings as me, it should be pretty small.
Let me check. This is like 5-minute clip and it's 300 megabytes, so if I trim it, it should be fine.
Last one to check is Eli. I know he's on a laptop, so I'm not sure.
Didn't you post a clip?
I posted a clip, but I can try the stream when I found the right thing.
Where's my escape? Wait. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is. Oh, this is very high quality. Yeah.
And that's the stream, if it works. Well, not the stream, but the clip.
Why is the clip so cursed? Replay.mp4.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hitting us up with a
How long
virus.
did it take to upload this, Eli?
Huh? What did you say?
What did you say? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
I couldn't hear what you said, so.
Oh, how long did it take to upload this clip to Discord?
Like 10 seconds.
10 seconds, yeah, that's good.
Wait, how does a 4-minute VOD that is 150 megabytes get clipped to 30 seconds, but it's still 100 megabytes?
Oh, because it doesn't
Compression.
format. Yeah, it doesn't compress at all.
Well, then
Yeah, but you should
think that
divide it by 8.
there's no point in clipping it.
No,
right?
it's just a shit compression. Shit compressions can like blow up the size.
What did you use, Limit, to trim it?
Just the Windows default one.
I don't know what it does, but if it's just trimming the length, then it shouldn't recompress at all. But depending on the settings of the video, it might just need to export more information. Just depends. But it is suspicious because it's probably recompressing it, which is not good. It takes longer.
The photos thing? Is that the one you're using?
I haven't tried it. I'll experiment.
So
later.
yeah.
My file is too powerful. Max size is 50 megabytes.
Oh yeah. If you're not Nitro, you can't share
Yeah, nitro things.
That is unfortunate.
So try with the Avi Dmax one and see whether it actually trims it to something more reasonable. But you said that you're gonna stream on YouTube as well, right? So it
Oh
shouldn't,
yeah, I am.
it shouldn't be terrible.
How do you clip on YouTube?
No idea.
Then others
You just share timestamps, I think.
If there is no button to clip, then
There
you
is no
probably can't
there is no
clip.
timestamp. Like he has to end the VOD. He has to end the live stream, then link as a timestamp.
that's pretty annoying.
Yeah. All right. I think that's about it.
Well, look
make
at
sure
the
you-
quality of my clip though.
Make
20
sure you.
second, 100 megabyte.
Kind of big.
Are you running sharpening as well?
What this is from Nvidia G. What is it?
Oh, but are you
The
running
fucking
like G-Shade sharpening or something?
Oh yeah, I have G-Shade.
Yeah.
I can't play with the default thing.
Just the usual thing. Yeah, I saw it, Mia. It looked good. Yeah, that works too. It depends on which one is faster. Like usually, if you want to share something very specific on your POV to like point out a specific place, it's better to just stream your screen. If it's just a reference for what you've done on a mechanic, then sharing on Discord is fine, and we can go over. Like someone else, for example, me or Sero, can just stream our screen and watch it.
What is the size limit when you have Nitro?
100.
100.
I can just buy Nitro.
Just get it for a month.
That's how they get you.
That's
I
how
mean,
they.
if we look together over clips, it shouldn't be a problem if you just stream the clips that you have on your PC as well.
But I do have I have Nitro Classic. You need the Ultra Nitro.
Wait, you do?
Oh,
Oh,
Really?
scam.
that's how they get you to buy the $10 one.
I mean, the Nitro Classic is 50 MB, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I see.
Is the other
I'm-
one smaller?
I'm pretty sure we'll be fine with just looking through, with just streaming clips to each other, because everyone should pay attention to whatever one person is showing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh.
how they get you.
But yeah, it's good. At least everyone is able to share.
Hot agreed.
And actually, there was one thing I wanted to try. Let me pull it up first. I installed this thing called, I think it was called G-Ink. Let me find it. Which allows me to draw on top of my screen as well. Where is the bloody thing? If anyone else wants.
Space X to fix Discord. What does that do?
Sometimes when you pop out the stream window out of Discord, it just disappears and you can't bring it to the foreground and see it at all.
What?
Like it's off screen.
So
Why?
what you need to do is just select the window. It's not gonna pop up to the front, but just select it anyway from your taskbar. Then just press the Alt space X and it will fix it.
The technology is just isn't.
The technology
Yes,
is not
sir.
there, yeah.
Is it like a HackerMan keybind code?
It's just the Windows shortcut to maximize the window.
Oh fuck. How
Yeah.
do you know?
Because it's a very common problem, apparently. Because the technology just isn't.
The technology just not there, yeah. Right, let me just I'll uncompress this shit again. So annoying. No, I actually just tried being a different place. Oh, never mind, there it is. Alright. So with this thing, I should be able to screen, share my screen. Kind of annoying that it's on the same monitor, but once I bring it up, so with this thing I can draw, and Control Z actually works. Imagine that. So I can point out like while I'm watching a VOD like this place. It might actually save time and just screenshot. Can you see the? Yeah. So if I'm watching, for example, a VOD and I want to point out something, or even draw a strat on top of a screen that's like a POV, then I can do it with this. It's actually a very tiny program. You don't even need to install it. If anyone wants to install.
I can switch to Zoom calls instead of Discord call.
A true HackerMan.
Alright, so how do I cancel this shit again? Okay.
Oh, it's on his screen forever. Can't remove it anymore.
Whatever.
Oh, I gotta. One second, I need to reply to someone. Actually,
Wasn't the drawing on screen thing like Epic Pen or so?
one of the leaders in Readers was just asking me if they can chat about the proc.
What do they want?
Just probably gonna ask questions how we're gonna proceed. But for now, let's go to third circle. I told him that I'm gonna next stream later. "28-second clip, 13 megabyte file size." Right, for this one, I'm gonna. Well, Zero makes more sense for Zero to be the off tank here. So, place waymarks, just so we know rough positioning.
Yeah, one thing I just noticed about this arena, it has like these diamond markers right here, which like every third of the arena could also be kind of important.
What?
That's a good point. It is a little bit weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
why are they here?
Probably for the ads. Gammas.
There's 4 ads. What do you mean?
Just rotate.
cool.
Yeah, it's 2 of them.
Oh, they're instead of twos.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we have to wall 2 people and then stand on the thing.
Make a mental note of which quadrant you're in for Devouring Brand. Me and Mia, I think, are on 1. Zero with Alice, I think, on 2. And Coco and Limit here on 4, and yeah, they're doing 3.
How do we line up, by the way, for the dash spread thing?
Group 2
Yeah,
right.
that-
Group 1 left.
Sorry, I said that Mia and I are on 1, you're on 1. Oh no, I'm on the main tank, whatever. I'll probably be the off tank in the actual encounter, so just tank it here. So I know how much damage I'm gonna be taking. So I'm taking 2 then with Alice, you're on 1 with Mia.
4. I good?
I think we are.
Yeah, what is our priority on standing on the side? Tank healer, melee range?
Limit just said.
Standing
I would
on the side.
Yeah, when
You
if
mean-
you dash the center with the spread.
Oh, we're just doing light parties. But I
Yeah,
will
but
be...
we need
Just
an
left
order.
side 1, right side 2, and tank heal the midi range. It's like you call pen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you call. I haven't spent first
What
one.
are we doing if only one of the sides are safe? If he's using 2 heads, how do we
We
spread
figure
them?
out if it happens.
Or if it happens, we'll figure it out.
Just
Okay,
gamer
use
it.
your eyes. Okay.
We'll just gamer it.
Use your eyes is always the strat when we have no idea what's
The thing
happening.
is, if with the AoE side, if we all have to go to the same side, it's gonna overlap. So it has to be less than 4 than 8. You see what I mean?
By the way,
Yeah.
swap your Guardian target as well.
Alright.
I mean, you can swap it in game, in fight, like for free.
5 seconds.
I'll go.
Sir, you need to pull it out.
I just realized. Oh wait, center.
No, it's in.
Won the gamble. I'll pull it now.
Did you?
It should be halfway on this broader ring. Maybe we should pull the.
Yeah, it's right on the tip here. Should be safe.
Maybe place the cardinal waymarks in a way where they're safe from us. When we are in the actual side.
Is it raid wide? And as the off tank, I will be taking the south one. South ad.
I overtapped my blood.
I'll take 2. Make sure you don't overlap them now because probably won't be able to do it.
No one took the south or east
I
one.
trusted you, Mia.
Oh boy.
Range should
I think
always
it's
take priority for the back.
Don't overlap them, so she didn't take.
Yeah, she did.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
glow. Oh shit, I went to the wrong one.
It doesn't glow?
I guess I can start TBNing autos now. It's all planned, it's all planned.
Oh, this one is actually way too fast. I didn't have time to react.
Why is there 6 people
the
left
stride
side?
dancing didn't work. Didn't work out very well. Look at you stun.
You even had like
You wanna
way
try
more than enough time to adjust.
No, don't stack them.
I'm leaving.
For this, by the way, how do we spread? Which group goes where?
I'm just 1-2, right? Left, right, or north, south. North 1.
Just do the same spread as people did in Shiva, maybe? So group 2 takes blue and yellow markers, and group 1 takes purple and red.
What happened?
Purple and red. Is it the other way around usually?
It is 2 to see. In all groups, unless you did something different.
What's the raid wide?
I think the first thing he'll do here is the thing. Right across, no. So. Into your left.
Oh, I keep running this early.
Pulling.
I fucking hate the color team of this with the yellow AoEs. Especially when
Sure,
my
the
screen is
purple
covered in
picture.
purple. Alright, so you're on 1.
Oh,
Addison 2.
Oh, he's
yes,
Conco's
I'm probably
running
gonna
up here.
over. Hello
Oh,
there.
that's true.
That's what I was saying about killing the boss north, suppose.
Is this AoEs underneath us?
I mean, that's gonna be a spread, right? No way that's gonna be enemies underneath us.
So maybe we wanna change.
I mean, if you can
I
fit
don't
3
know.
people in one spot, it's gonna be fine.
I
Like,
think
you
you
should,
just pull
even
the
if
boss.
it's spread, you should be able to fit 3 people in one spot.
Drop them again. Oh, this is the spread one.
It's gonna be the in or out thing.
Next one is going to be middle.
Ah,
Fuck.
I lost my Nokia and I can't believe it.
I thought you can't lose.
Only 6 people
Yeah,
get it here as well.
You
It's
can lose.
normal mode. You have to make it more.
I mean, even if it's gonna be only 6, we won't see who will get them, so we'll still have to spread. Most likely. Maybe, possibly.
Fledglings again. He just does the opposite. At least in all the fights.
I stood in the pool. It's okay, my TV spring. It's all intentional.
I think there's another. There's another devouring brand now, yeah.
Or rescinded the ball. Careful growing in.
So this one is, I'm not sure.
There's the dark and fire here.
This one is gonna work like that, but is it always gonna be?
It's always gonna be the 2 DPS and healer who are in opposite corner.
This one, I've seen. The 2 times I paid attention, it was 2 DPS and healer.
2 DPS tank healer?
And we had 3 DPS on.
The corner into that. Or on the previous one.
I don't think so. I think I have it at the same time with Alof. That one particularly.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Could be.
I've had it as a main tank, I know that much, but I haven't paid attention to it.
Yeah, I think we've had it at the same time before.
But if it's still fine though if it's a split, between DPS healers,
No, like,
tanks
You
healers and
can't,
DPS.
you can't pre-position because you don't know who of the 4 DPS is gonna get it, right? You just split that way. So.
We'll see what it does.
They're just they have to do it that way because otherwise they need to change the mechanic completely. There's no way you pre-position without knowing.
And you can just run through it
roughly
after,
quiz.
yeah? I think that's the intended way. Like you have to plan where you're going ahead of time.
Could be, yeah. All right,
Kind of
let's do
thing.
the. Does anyone else want to try out anything? For the third circle, if you're keeping the boss that far north, we're cooking Coco if there's like a surprise devouring brand. I think for the initial, when we're progging, initially it doesn't matter. Once we know the fight, we can just recenter the boss potentially.
I think you'll probably just put it middle by default unless you
Yeah.
know that the thing is coming. Then
Yes,
you
I
move.
agree.
All right, that's a good point.
Oh,
Just by default, and once you
And
figure
then
it
we
out,
optimize once we know the fight. Yeah.
yeah, you could potentially pull the boss like so far in the north that you have like double uptime.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I think putting 3 into one corner should be fine in any case. But...
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
once
think
once we know if 3 is possible, like Sarah says, we just do that. If not, we just recenter the boss. Pretty
what
sure.
Mauro was saying is also I could just be in like the northwest or the or northeast quadrant and just pull it so far north that both me and Alof, for example, could hit it without overlapping.
But
Maybe
we'll
just
see.
on
I'll
the
just
range.
center it for now and
But yeah, just reset that.
imagine moving the boss in this expansion.
Oh, we just swap Coco and Mia. Like,
Yeah.
Can we not all just go into the same quadrant and see what happens? In Savage?
probably not wise on the first pulls.
Just do the FF Locks challenges before they actually get released.
Just put a mitigation there.
Oh,
Quick little twice,
Mia
that's
went to PI, just saw it. For this one, so something coils. What was it called again? Run the lone coils. So it's either coils or burst. Is coils is for the towers, burst is for the orbs. So we need to spread for that. For the burst, make sure you're in standard spread positions with healers, tanks on cardinals, and we just rotate clockwise. We're gonna see how annoying it is to chase orbs. Potentially, we could do another thing, which is just like tanks rotate clockwise, DPS tanks healers rotate clockwise, DPS counterclockwise, and then just eat each other's orbs.
Yeah, just do the part.
Or we can keep that in the back of our pocket if it's helpful to do what Alice suggested, which is tanks healers spread on one side and DPS on the other, and we just run through because there might be something else that forces you.
I mean, the debuff will probably prevent it. If one
It's just
tank or
like
healer gets a...
knowing
no-
our options is just nice before we go in. Because I didn't think about just putting them all on, like, all the tanks and healers on one side and
I mean, we could also just keep that in the back of our heads, even if there is some weird debuff assignment on tanks and healers, for example. Let's say healers are tanks and tanks are DPS, then you can also just say, oh, if your assigned role is this, then you go south, and if your assigned role is that, you go north.
I mean, if we get such debuffs, I would guess they will be individually, so everyone
Oh,
would
you
have
know what
to
we can
solve that
do?
for themselves.
You know what we can do? I just realized. If that happens, for example, if the healer is also a DPS, then don't they just run through the boss and the tanks and the healers swap?
What?
So say that we have the case where, in addition to their role, for example, the healers also get a debuff that makes them count as DPS, so they can't take the DPS orbs. They need to take a tank one. So
Yeah.
to do that with the current assignment, the tanks and healers just run through. But I'm not sure how it's gonna work with DPS.
I mean, yeah, what I would say, we can get up to 3 buffs, so there's probably gonna be people taking 2 orbs and other people
Yeah,
taking
makes it-
towers.
I need to actually consider the implications if they do that. It's
I
a
don't
little
think
bit
necessarily
awkward.
everyone will take an orb. There will be people who will take 2 orbs and will need to heal in between. I can see that happening.
I can certainly see getting multiple orbs or something like that, or like multiple towers or towers and orbs at the same time. Although coils and burst are separate casts so far. Who knows? Like he's using up the debuff that he gets from Blooddrake to essentially to cast coils or bursts. So unless they somehow change it and allow him to cast multiple of them at the same time, it will probably not be towers and orbs at the same time. But
You guys have nothing to do.
subject to change.
I thought we're not doing the sneak cannon.
It doesn't. For this one, doesn't matter. Like we're not doing it in an actual probe.
I need
The
to
sneak.
sneak up my ley lines, Warrior League.
I mean, alternatively, what we can do is go to C0 and just pull it into like the one of the corners there.
Alright.
Yeah, just pull it to 4.
Are you okay, Element?
Yes, I mean, problem is when I don't realize it, then I just talk to myself for as long as I don't realize it.
It's still happening.
Yeah, it just happened right now. I was talking to myself. I don't know why it happened. Just it has something to do with this.
Oh, I forgot to give you this pre.
Forgot to give him the
Double
toilet
city.
paper.
Yeah. Like when I enter my double whip window, it's like, oh, hey, the clip. I skip. He's using Oblation.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he may want. I guess we doesn't matter.
Am I allowed to use Swiftcast for DPS in my opener or not?
Not in the beginning, but
If I'm on Red Mage, then it makes sense. You can.
Nah, I don't need it.
Is there even anything that you really?
Yeah, the Ifrit casts are longer than the recast timer,
Alright.
so you gain damage if you use Swift on one of the two.
Yeah, but you can delay your Ifrit the latent part.
Yeah, but I'm. It
once
doesn't
we
depend
start
where
pushing
you use
for
it.
Enrage, then yes. Before that, there is like no point.
I
think
I
once we're
will save for like 0.1 second GCD or so.
I mean, like, once we're comfortable with the first minute.
Or what is it? It is 2.6 cast and 2.3 recast, so 0.3 seconds. Once per minute.
Mega Beam!
TBN break. Oh, it broke.
What?
I guess that doesn't say much now.
So in the actual logs, this Pinax cast has the full name, so it tells you while it's casting which attack it is before it shows up, which is weird.
I have to trigger it. Mega
Mega-
Beam!
Oh.
Oh!
I was ready.
Scammed, man. Why are you
I
stacking
already
on
had
top?
my-
Why are
I
you
already
stacking
had
on
my,
top of me?
toilet paper covered
Warrior
already.
League?
Don't get knocked over flipping.
I just saw somebody stacking on top of me and I'm like,
Mega Beam.
who is this snake?
What do you mean? You stacked on top of me!
They're coming.
Snakes.
Alright, the next one is the Cape, right? I need to do it without looking at the size of the arena. Also, for this one is watch his debuff. Like, he gets it, and this gets cleared when he uses... He's gonna do the towers now. I'll take the close one.
Mega Beam!
The towers don't give any debuff there though.
Nope. the red wide.
I mean, either the tower supply the debuff or the orb supply the debuff. It's one of those. Everything else does make sense in my head.
Wow, my Garuda was.
You can just base it on his direction. Because he does face north all the time.
I mean, you can just face north preemptively before that as well.
Nope.
You get knocked out of.
Interesting. My teleport propped after I died, so my dead body moved.
You should try looking how to position to get knocked into corners now, by the way, in case knockback is
Oh
stronger.
yeah, that's a good point.
The knockback is 5
Yeah, but still it
what?
could be
Not
stronger,
square?
so...
Positions. Spread positions.
Oh,
Eli, you need to rotate. Well, I guess it depends. Do we want the DPS to move or?
Everyone has to move.
If you go
Hey,
clockwise,
depends
everyone
on-
has to move.
Everyone has to move.
Yeah. Unless you do the pair thing, everyone has to move.
We screwed it up now, so we're gonna do the fight again.
Just disengage and take the warps clockwise. Like, even if you chase them. It's not like we're gonna hit Enrage from that one GCD, if even a GCD. That's not gonna be a GCD, yeah.
Well, you know, my GCs don't work.
Shut the fuck up.
Just kidding.
So this one is that indicating that it's gonna do towers or what's it called? Or orbs at some point, but obviously this one is fixed, so it's gonna do towers.
Right. Mega Vita.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first mechanic we see in this fight and he'll just do 2 at the same time.
Go to two.
Drag it, yeah.
Let's go for the move.
I'm taking back left. Knock back. Make sure you don't get knocked into
It
it.
looks like the towers are always fixed.
Towers are always fixed.
ah,
They're
interesting.
fixed, but they can be rotated. Like the relative position of the DPS can kill towers are just
Always
Ah,
tank, healer, DPS, rock.
very interesting.
Alright, let's redo it again so we can do the orbs properly.
Interesting.
Did we not do orbs properly?
No,
Eli didn't move at all.
Eli took his own orb, I believe.
I moved.
No.
You can't take his own orders.
Wait,
No, I actually
You
took
can,
my
you
own.
can.
you can.
You can.
Oh, you take extra damage.
It
Yes.
deals like 38k.
It's probably Defense Savage.
That's what you have prediction for, right?
Was he shielded?
I mean, you could make the tanks take their own orbs, right? And make the mechanics
assume-
easier that way. Assuming
Don't assume they kill you in faster. Like, there's no
Yeah.
point.
No, you actually cannot if you only have one stack to take.
The
You
update
need
box dash was
both
too big.
tanks to take a DPS warp if you can only take one stack.
Mm-hmm. You don't really have any leeway there.
no, I'm just thinking if that could simplify the mechanic with like an invuln or something.
So Limit, you said that they're always the same but just rotated?
Yeah.
Like the same relative spread?
Yes, relative position. To each other.
I forgot to give him toilet paper again.
I choked so hard.
He You just use your TB and I can do this. Cancerous drop.
I thought someone was killing himself when I saw the activist going to this spot.
Limited, I'm assuming you tried reinstalling Discord and if you have this in the microphone.
I haven't tried.
Maybe worth trying that if you haven't.
Gonna pop an extra shield since I missed the thing. Something that we didn't consider is the debuffs you get from being in the puddle.
What do you mean you didn't consider?
You get the water debuff and stuff if you stand inside the things.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, we said that you get some, but we
I
have
said
nothing
that
to
it
do
might
with.
be possible to have to stand in them to like interact with the mechanics somehow, but that's just pure speculation.
Yeah.
No clue what
We have nothing to go off yet.
Breath.
Mega Beam.
Mega Beam. Not good enough for a thing.
You can't get knocked into the wall, even if you go like cardinals.
No, I mean into the
Yeah, if you're directly middle, then no.
Yeah.
But if you were further away from middle, yeah, it's possible.
Maybe a tower.
A tower, maybe.
Oh no, they can be close.
I'm taking them on closer.
There's a random.
Mega Beam. There's gonna be all 8 chakram positions like in 07.
Chakrams, worry.
The teleport is the only person I shouldn't have.
Oh! That's not as early. That's scam.
Scammed!
Skimmed.
We got scammed again.
These things are not going off. Perhaps it's my internet.
Oh, spread. Top one. Wait,
The map is fine. You can pop them pretty quickly this way too.
oh shit.
Was it your weave window?
I mean, you should come up at the same time as yours. I guess I might have guessed
Yeah.
it a bit. But
Yeah, it was the same as mine. I guess anytime he casts Blood Drake, we should expect orbs or towers in Savage.
I mean, the sucking ether flavor text has to mean something, right? Maybe if like the tanks don't attack, there is no tank tower. Mega beam.
Mega Beam.
And then far. Didn't break my Helium. Just can't
Right.
again.
I'm taking back right.
Missing.
But damn.
Oh, it's not bad.
You need to communicate these. Like, me being the only one that's calling it out is just not great.
It's
We're
the
doing
healer.
this again.
Like,
Like, no one else is just saying anything, just sitting there watching, hoping someone else is gonna need to be more proactive.
it's the healer.
I looked at the
I'm
healer
gonna
and
be-
DPS, healer and tank tower, and both are taken by DPS, so I didn't move.
I blame the healer.
I blame the healer.
What happens if you put DPS in a DPS tower?
We're gonna be calling it, I think, like this though. Just back right, back left. It's easier if it's 4.
I mean, back right, back left from what POV?
Relative to the boss where it's facing.
Does the tower go
I
off?
think it's actually Zero. Are you the one
The boss is
facing
in
it
the
there?
middle. Or from the.
You can just call a marker.
Yes. If they do spawn and fix it, you know what? Move them to roughly to the. Do you remember where the coils are? Like position wise.
What?
Yeah. Just put the 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the coil positions and just say which one you're going to. Not sure if the debuff on top of it will be visible, but I'm guessing, you know what? The debuff might just be them removing the icon on top, so you need to look at your own debuff. But that's like
Doesn't work, because it's a debuff on your own, on you.
that's true. Yeah, never mind me. I'm dumb.
Maybe you get the debuff when you enter the thing,
Yeah, that's another possibility as well.
but that wouldn't work for the orbs.
But the orbs won't know from the start because of who we tended to.
Also true.
Oh yes, that's true. That's true. So yeah. So they'll most likely remove it from the orbs as well. You just need to know who has what. Based on who they're tethered to.
I'm pulling.
That will most likely happen.
I'm gonna wait.
What the fuck? My opener.
Tip it off.
My mother didn't raise me for this.
I should pop my cooldown.
Worth of consideration.
Sorry. That was stupid.
When I was looking at the log, there was an 8.7 second cast, but I'm not sure what it relates to. So, oh, fuck up.
Phase transition.
No, the Phoenix itself, it's like
Megabit.
part of it is like an 8.7 cast. I'm not sure if it's from the boss finishing
Probably
the
from
Phoenix
the-
attack to the pop.
No, probably from the thing. From the water spout. Like the water spout is probably up for 8.7 seconds or something.
Maybe. So I'm thinking at the end of this cast, until it actually blows up, is the 8.2 seconds.
Or red. Mega beam.
Mega beam.
Mega beam.
So tower is next, right? Oh no, never mind. There should be a blood drake first.
He casts a buff on himself before towers anyway.
This one is a debuff. The buff.
Three. No.
I'm not taking anything.
I think it's because if it's both DPS towers far, then both healers have to go for it. And they just didn't go for it because they didn't think that it would make sense.
The thing reminds me of the discussion to not bait the Mega Beam into certain quadrants from X.
All 7S.
Yeah. No. 8 A8S. Remember the discussion to like don't bait the Mega Beam into my quadrant things.
By the way, I'm not sure if it will be there, but there is also a sound effect from the side.
Right, the effect comes from the thing that spawns, so.
Yeah, it might just be gone there. Orbs.
I guess you could always know if you teleports to the center to cast blood drake, it's worth. Oh, and Fox. I guess if you think about it, right, what we're missing is his sword mechanic. Because this is the tape mechanic, right? But the sword doesn't do anything.
Oh, that's true.
It glows.
Shiny.
Yeah, he's right. Fuck.
Oh shit.
Mega beam. Maybe.
I had to do it. There was no other option.
Or towers.
Taking 2.
Free. And then move to the edge.
What the fuck?
That was a pretty quick go. How fast was it?
656.
Pretty fast.
Speed kill normal mode?
Actually, let me see how fast they are.
The extra 700 DPS from Blender.
I think it was Vikings.
So doing some shit shenanigans with rotation.
Oh, it can be a lot faster. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the top 115.
We should have been raiding as much as my friend is, who is doing Walk Proc on a night.
How much are they rating?
They had a 13-hour raid yesterday and one today, and they're raiding tomorrow for like 4 or 5 hours.
Damn.
Damn.
Isn't
I
that
don't know.
stupid?
That's
What?
kind of there. I mean, he wrote that he already has burnout.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid because
What
no one
was
has
it
doing
doing?
that much just before the release.
I think it's reasonable if you're a new player, but for people who have played the game for a long time, there's just
Yeah.
not that much.
Yeah, he's been around.
I mean, you can do that, but
You get more comfortable in your job, I guess. Bro.
But you
there's
can do
only-
that, but long before the release. Just before the release, you should chill out.
Yeah,
Like, I
it's
think-
the same as exams, right? Back
Yeah,
in
yeah, you chill out.
back when I was taking them, just chill out before the actual exam. I mean,
Maybe they just wanna check how people fare after long hours.
But not
be.
right before the long hours.
but yeah,
For not 30
why
hours.
why exhaust yourself right before you're about to exhaust yourself again? Like when
No,
when
they
I
only
did-
have 4 hours tomorrow. It's fine.
Oh, I see.
It's fine. Fine.
Like when we did like what was it, 3.5 days in Promise, I was like on 3 hours of sleep for every day, and after we were done I needed like maybe 3 or 4 days just to kind of recover. Like
Makes sense.
doing 13, then 4, and then probably like 16, 18, even more.
They probably don't even do like sweaty 13. They're probably just doing relaxing.
I'm not
13.
sure. I'm not sure how wise that is. Is he in like a famous group? Your friend Alice?
I have no idea.
Like one of them streamer groups?
No. He's in a proper group that doesn't stream, that try hard.
Did they place last year?
Oh yes. So a couple of things now. First of all,
no
if
idea.
any of you are planning to publicly stream, just because we're doing blind, doesn't really matter whether people watch us anyway. I don't really give a shit. So if you're planning to stream publicly, I can add your stream to the list on the World Talk sheet.
I'm
wanna get-
thinking of
Does
streaming
that
to
do
Twitch.
anything? Or do they cover it? Like they switch to random streams? for
It
watching, or-
is just allowing them to put your stream on like the main one. Like, that's about. Like if we were ahead or something and they want to show someone else how other groups are doing, they will just switch over to the POV. So if any of you want to stream, just give me links. I will register. I will register us tonight.
There of link.
What's our name? Worry.
Mario, are you streaming as well? Make sure, by the way,
Uh,
if you're doing that, try. I know it's a little bit tough. If you do want
Don't
to stream
look at
like
chat.
actively, don't look at chat. It's gonna be Spoiler City unless we're really far ahead of everyone.
I'm gonna stream, but I'm not gonna register because I feel my Steam quality is like very wonky lately.
So it's Maru, Seru, Alice. Anyone else streaming? Sounds like a no. I will stream, but it will be private. So, I mean, I might link it to them. And I did. Actually, if you're publicly streaming, it doesn't really matter anyway. But when I was talking to Cream, like one of the leaders in Redux, I said that because they have some new raiders who don't really have much experience with progression raiding, There's not really much material out there anyway, but they may end up watching our streams just as sort of like an educational thing. But they don't expect any interaction, and I told him no spoilers in chat either, so it should be warned.
And if you don't want to have public streams, I don't have to stream on Twitch.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care at all. Because like I said, for us, the main thing is just don't spoil yourself by chat. As long as you
Okay,
can
okay.
avoid that. Other people sniping us, I don't give a shit. Like, the really serious teams are not gonna need that, and the other clowns I don't care about, because it's always been like, I was telling Limit that if we had sniped info on the last fight and Promise, we probably would have gotten a top 15 at least, possibly even top 10. Because we spent like a day and a half on the last fight. The last
How long?
a day and a half, but that was partly just wipes on Promise.
Yeah, Lion Rampart execution was hell.
Well,
And
we
yeah,
were.
why the fuck did you
so
do the uptime stream?
We didn't do uptime strat. We
You
reached
did
Promise.
cross, right?
No,
No, we did a self-brew.
like a half. Like
Homebrew.
homebrew.
Yeah.
It was like a half cross, which was very easy to
It's like
execute. It
it's
wasn't-
like if you know the line strat, that except the north and south one are not close there at the edge.
It's only two people.
Like we
staying.
had the ones in the cleaves in the center. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't those failing. It was the people running out who were failing.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, we reached Promise at the end of day one, and we spent the rest of the time on, I think, a day on Promise, and a day and a half. Well, second day at like 7 p.m. we reached Oracle, and the rest of the time was spent on Oracle and just wiping to Promise to get there. It's like 7 lockouts. Sorry, 7 attempts at Promise. I think we killed it on the 7th.
wow.
Sorry, on Oracle. But yeah, if we had sniped info on it, we probably would have cut those down to like 2.
I mean, half a day was just me going to the hospital.
Yeah, but exactly, if we cut that out. And when you came back from the hospital, we killed it in like an hour, right?
A couple hours.
It was like, oh yeah, 2.5 hours. It was 2.
It was one lockout, and then the second lockout we went one trip over.
We one shot it, yeah. Both of them. In any case, like I said, I don't really give a shit about it, because if we were in it just for the placement and the bragging rights, we wouldn't be doing blind. And we'll just snipe whatever we can. And without mentioning any names, we would grab a whole bunch of people to just snipe info from every single stream out there and collect compiled documents and structs.
No,
for
just
us.
just order like a team of information.
Yes, some groups did
Hire
that.
them.
Yeah. Some groups did that. And placed behind us. Worry judgment.
Worry judge.
Should I message some Chinese friends of mine?
No, fuck. We have the Chinese in the group. The Chinese friends. They do the work for us. So on Sarah.
I need to go to Ragnarok.
Yes, let's try and get to Ragnarok now.
Where
We can get to Ragnarok. I am on
where do you wanna meet up? Like Limsa, Gridania,
Limsa.
Oda? Limsa, okay.
What we're going to UFC house or something.
Oh yeah, we can go to his.
I mean, you can just meet up in Linza, so you don't have to worry about
I
going
haven't
there.
been.
No, I have to park somewhere anyways. Man. I have to unlock. Where do you unlock Savage?
probably in
Probably.
Oh, Liberty, right?
Well, what time do they? Is tomorrow like all day?
No, it's
I think
only
it
in
should
the
come before you
morning.
leave.
Should be a 4 or 5 hour maintenance.
5.
Just trade everything to you.
So you would be able, you would be able to
just
raid
showing
tomorrow,
everything.
or like play tomorrow.
to keep
What
track of
are-
what I get you.
I have my stream up. I can just check after. Wait, just let me make screenshots so thing is easier.
I mean, it doesn't really matter to me whether I get my accurate thing or not.
Yeah, man.
Cream just Cream wanted us to keep track of it just because he wants to be like clean on it. But I already told him I don't give a shit about it. Just use it.
My cost speed material I need for my meld.
Yeah.
I will actually give you my other material as well because you may need spell speed.
Yeah, I propped way too much on spell speed anyways.
I need the spell speed. On Dark Knight for my unmanned rotation. Because they're gonna buff enhanced unmanned trait.
Enhanced unmanned. Wow.
Enhanced unmanned.
Are you guys giving me the money too, or are you trading it directly?
We haven't
to-
decided on money yet. Cream said that we're just gonna negotiate it with them and they're gonna make up for it if they want more than we're willing to pay. But like I said, just up to talking to the crafters.
Where is Maru?
Spell speed.
I'm right next to the other worry people here in Limsa.
Oh, cancelled. I was just giving.
I don't need this.
Oh, was it trading tea? Never mind. I was
Worry leak.
rejecting my spell speed.
Oh, there.
Yeah, give me a second.
Are the heroes melding piety or anything like that?
I'm not. If I need fighting, I'll just swap out here.
Yeah, you can trade me now.
If I need fighting, I will actually just.
I'm not gonna dump the piety material on him.
I have my own piety materials that I will remeld if I need.
Isn't crafted most likely gonna have obscene amounts of
Yeah, that's the thing. You usually don't find out.
like I think the entire last expansion had obscene amount of piety, right?
Yeah, it's always
have-
been that way.
Ooh, free materials.
You can also
That's-
turn
that's
in
like
your
50K.
crystals if you haven't.
I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna use it.
Just a reminder because I still have those crystals. Not like it's gonna matter though.
I think I have enough. Well, if they don't finish it, melding it, I can just melt myself. I guess. The remaining crystals. But like, melding is fast now anyway, right? So it's whatever.
Yeah, it's not a big deal with the overall thingy. Okay, note this down. Oh wait, I didn't
So
note
you're
down which
saying-
material. Doesn't matter.
I know what I won't be. Does anyone know? Actually, the patch notes come out during the maintenance, so you won't be able to stand in a place where you get the savage. The last one I think began in Old Charlian, so that's probably where we should be.
No, you should be in Labyrinthos.
Or Labyrinthus.
Yeah. Because it's not starting at the same point, it's starting at the point where the vendor is.
I see. So we're just going to the vendor.
Yeah.
And Labyrinthus, that was Aporia.
Do you want me to just trade you, Maru?
Yeah,
Sure.
trade me the stuff. Cause
Maru actually not crafting
eight.
for once.
I mean, it's 6, so I need to do 2 anyway.
Oh,
Maru, I think I know your stream name.
wait.
So, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before I hop on Voice with Velvet?
Did you just mention raid tomorrow?
No, I was just asking whether I'll be able
Yes,
to,
13
to
hours,
play.
13 hours.
It was 30-hour raid tomorrow?
No,
Maybe?
Yeah, that would-
Just
wanna-
to prepare?
I wanna just spam some normals just for.
Oh,
to get
fuck.
myself
I
in
did
the-
normals on like 8 different characters. Please let me look.
No, it's not gonna be with you. I'm gonna duty finder
Okay.
it. But if I can't play, then I'll just go to Aporia right now. It sounds like I will be able to. Oh, Mario, you're streaming on YouTube, not on Twitch?
Yeah, for the DVR thing. so you can like scroll. I can stream on Twitch. Doesn't matter to me. Just think it's
just stream
easier.
on Twitch. It should be fine. Just
Okay.
stream on Twitch.
Oh, my chat is gonna be a thing, by the way, because I don't cover it for the replay.
I don't think that's gonna matter. too
Yeah,
much.
no, it doesn't matter.
Are you not gonna use the VTuber setup, Zero?
Well, the thing, I guess I can cover the bottom chat, because like one of the chats I don't really want to cover, right? The one with the costs and shit.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
I mean, I have it popped out for me. Like it's.
I need to check if this thing still works out. Should probably try getting one.
Gotcha. Does anyone else have any questions? I mean, you can always just ping me on Discord, but I think we just about covered it. Consumables, food, like you have everything set up, I'm guessing.
Just need to buy some tinctures,
I will
but
probably.
not a big deal.
Sitting on 160 potions right now, do you think that's enough?
Around 200 plus minus.
Around 200 should be reasonable. Okay, I made way too many.
Let's see.
Same.
What is Reaper strength?
Yeah.
I can probably just give you some of
Let
mine
me
as well if you need
see.
them. Savage unlock is Aporia Labyrinthus.
Let's see. Mia Limit and Alice are getting their stuff from someone else, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I just make
Oh,
a
someone
big.
was trading me. Coco, I'll give them to you like on the day if we need more.
Yeah, it's fine.
Probably.
I'm just
probably
gonna
won't
craft
need
some tomorrow or something.
I'm just gonna post this here once. I have it on another
What?
channel, but that's the material you gave me.
more. If I can play
Yeah.
tomorrow, I'll make some as well, so I can give them to you.
I have a personal crafter for food and potions.
Oh,
Oh,
Well, my food and pop.
Oh, it's not Arthur.
my girlfriend is crafting food and
Oh.
potions for me.
Remember to bring some for everyone though.
I think
Share
I'll
with
just
the class.
Not by yourself.
share
I'm
with the
not,
class.
I don't think Cream is making food and potions for us, right?
I have no idea. I'll tell them that we may need them, but they'll be watching our stream. So if we say we need potions, they'll start making.
Well, they don't need to make
By the time
many.
we want,
Yeah,
we can just buy them.
Yeah.
it's either
Most
that
likely.
or we have enough time, or we don't time. Okay. Let me see.
Grade 4. I bought some 5s, I think.
So yeah, make sure you log out
I bought like 85s.
next to that NPC in Aporia.
Do we need to give them the 2K material?
What is the location? of the NPC?
Tombstones? We need it, right?
Yeah, probably.
We can't give them anything at the moment. So once it's data mined, we log in and give them that. But
Also,
first,
I guess you might want to buy the stuff.
Yeah, I'm just asking if we are just going for the unlock first or if we're going for the.
just unlock first. Like
Just
once.
unlock, then you can go buy the
Like
stuff.
odds are, not everyone will be able to log in at the same time if you get cucked or something. So while that's happening, you just buy the mats during that.
Do I
I
need to
see.
get my toms tomorrow? Oh no.
It's not necessary. Like I
Where's the
said,
unlock?
it's
Oh, Cream didn't want the 2K material. Yeah, material.
He's never asked me for anything. It's just like if we want it to be cheaper or something, it's like we can always provide material and mats. That's the whole point. And since I have them capped anyway, might as well, right?
Yeah, just be somewhere down here anyway. Like, it shouldn't be.
Yeah. Should be somewhere in that building.
Yeah, you grab the quest, do the quest, then go for the mats if we need. Like if everyone is in very quickly, we just go straight in. Don't even bother with the material. With the materials. I will talk to Velvet about it anyway and ask him. But yeah, I'm just gonna go pee, hop a voice and chat with him because he wanted to ask me some questions. If you need me, ping me on Discord and pray that I don't freeze to death or can shower eventually.
Freeze?
Just,
I mean, you-
just
yeah.
No,
shower
I
some
have,
water.
I have
Just
a, I
heat
have a
up
space.
your
now.
water, man.
It's just the problem is that I don't have a space heater for the entire house, so it's just one room. Everything else will be really cold.
That's mine
Wear
Bitcoin.
your outside clothes inside.
Yeah.
That's mine Bitcoin.
Splendid. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Wait, how many monitors do you have? PC monitors?
2 monitors.
Oh, you should get a third one. They heat up pretty nicely as well.
It depends on what monitor you have. I've like
Yeah, I
this one
have
screen
a-
is like 40 watts for some reason. From like
I have a screen that is 240 hertz and two that are 144, and they get pretty
because those
warm.
get pretty hot.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
closely.
Not
Alright.
that I mind. It's comfy.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll drop off too. Bye bye.
Yeah, same. Right.
Bye.